And tonight on CBS News.
In a shocking development, the federal government says being broke is allowed, but if you're broke and glowing, you are officially now a suspect.
You can't be glowing more than your financial status. Look your problem.
Producers have confirmed next season of Love Island will merge with the Hunger Games. Only one couple will survive the new format. Everyone else dies.
Senator Buck Nutley has unveiled his Big Girthy bill, a new proposal meant to rival the Big Beautiful bill. But does size really matter?
The shocking trend of Labubu violation continues as more and more people are finding their dolls' holes stretched wide open and reeking of shame.
If you thought Bigfoot was bad, wait till you meet his gooey cousin. A kumsquatch was just spotted in Dongwood National Forest.
Did you know IKEA has released a home glory hole kit called the Fuke Hole? It includes pre-drilled panels, mounting brackets, and a stain-proof finish. We begin with breaking news out of Massachusetts, where residents are reeling from what scientists are calling a cum-comet impact.
Officials are asking everyone to stay indoors and to wear N95 masks in case of cum aerolization.
President Trump kicking off another busy week at the White House.
It has been yet another eventful week in Washington.
The activity level is off the charts. The president dialed in. He is executing his agenda at a lightning fast pace. Here's something we rarely see in American politics. President Trump is actually keeping his campaign promises, and he's doing them as quickly as possible.
This administration is moving at political light speed, and they're just getting started.
We're going to have one shot at this, and no other president's going to do what I'm doing.
Goodbye. We love you. We will be back in some form. Have a good life. We will see you soon. Thank you. Thank you very much.
It's official. Former President Donald Trump will be running for president again in 2024.
Donald Trump got the stamina and the will to do this again? He's come under such tremendous...
Everything is on the line in this election.
A busy day in the campaign world up in Butler today. Former President Trump holding a rally at 5 o'clock.
They just tried to kill President Trump.
Not even an assassin.
If we're not careful, AI could make it impossible to distinguish truth from fiction in the news we consume.
So, Keisha, what's a high-value man to you?
A man that gave me 10 kids, 3 evictions, $10 on Cash App, and still pull up in a Nissan Altima that sound like it got asthma.
Day one of trying to make it to work without yelling at a pedestrian. Pray for me, y'all.
Still alive. Still unemployed. But baby, I look G-O-D doing it. Oh my God. I'm not even late. I'm just dramatic. Y'all know I will risk it all for a good melon.
We have breaking news. A laser-guided ship missile has just been launched from Rectomopolis, reportedly targeting Pennsylvania.
We're live from the scene where a laser-guided ship missile launched from Rectomopolis has struck Pennsylvania.
This just in, a pubnadal blankets St. Louis in a thick bush this evening.
Downtown is completely covered in pubic hair, causing highways to close out of caution.
It's coming right for us. We need to get out of here now. Oh my God, it's taking the houses.
A massive gizzard has buried Kamlambus in 2 feet of donglode. Locals blame the lack of preparation on Mayor Linda P. Slurp.
The city of Columbus is reeling today after an unprecedented event. What officials are calling a jizzard has left downtown streets. Customs officials at Orbital Port 69 have seized over 420 stolen jork blades, many still warm and dripping. A magnitude 6.9 queefquake rattled Clamlip Valley this morning, releasing a torrent of pussy farts. The children's reading session of This Little Piggy Got Pegged has been cancelled, with parents saying the book is too anatomically detailed for kids.
Lawmakers remain deadlocked on the big beautiful bill, with some saying $10 billion more is needed for fleshlights and robo-cooters for dudes on dry spells.
Los Angeles, because she served her fried chicken instead of a quinoa salad. Megan Mayonnaise went to the restaurant called The Last Supper, where she claimed she was flabbergasted that they would serve her fried chicken when she in fact ordered a quinoa salad. Ms. Mayonnaise said waitress Sharkeisha Trinity knowingly gave her fried chicken, although Ms. Mayonnaise pleaded that she didn't want to eat any urban food. We have Ms. Mayonnaise along with her attorney, Roger Bangher. Can you explain how you were feeling, Ms. Mayonnaise?
I told Sharkeisha Trinity 300 times, let me speak with your manager. And she just kept twerking, sticking her tongue out and laughing at me.
We have exclusive CCTV footage from the restaurant of Miss Mayonnaise and Sharkeisha's fried chicken confrontation.
Ms. Mayonnaise is suing Sharkeisha Trinity for everything she got, which is 3 deadbeat fathers and $100 in unpaid child support.
We need your $80,000 down payment now.
Can I do 6 child support checks, 1 EBT card, 10 Section 8 credits, and 2 Medicaid payments?
We take it all.
Welcome back to White News Network. I'm your host, Kimberly Kumquat. Today, the BFI released documents that claim no special files exist from that one famous island. Wink, wink. BFI director said, quote unquote, although you've seen plenty of known people at that island, no American people, you were just seeing shit. The BFI office also released perfectly edited 24-hour surveillance footage of that jail cell where the main guy in charge was being held. At this point, these guys are playing in our face. Most of you are too blind to see it.
Welcome back, folks, to the White News Network. I'm your host, Tom Blandley, and tonight a white woman is leaving her husband after trying a YN. HOA President Skylar White told WNN she is filing for divorce because, quote unquote, after trying a YN, you never go back. Her husband, Kevin White, owner of Proud Boys Country Club, says he is devastated by the news and that it is, quote unquote, total malarkey. The divorce hearing is set for July 13th at Cornbread District Family Court. If Mrs. White wins, she will be entitled to half of his shit that she never worked for. Next up, rock star Roger Bangher has already impregnated 3 women on his Fuckfest tour. But first, a word from our sponsor.
Want to do some totally unnecessary shit like mountain jump with a fly suit on? Then head over to whitepeopleshit.com.
Whitepeopleshit.com.
Swim with sharks, it's a blast. Make memories that last.
Whitepeopleshit.com.
Yo, what up, what up, what up? Can you hear me? 1 2 1 2. There we go. All right. Let's do some news. Salute saw in the chat. I see a couple cloud watchers. Let me get in here and do my reps. It's the Sabbath, so I got 3 news stories for you. We're gonna do it at the top. We're gonna do Michael Bolton after this. He got his house got raided by the feds today, which is a good thing. We got motion. But let's look at Maria Bartiromo talking about these other DOJ referrals for fraud claims with the one and only Letitia James, Lisa Cook, and a bunch of others. We got motion, man. We got motion. Trump, finally glad Trump trying to bring some heat to some people. So let's go. I got my volume turned up. Yes, sir. Let's go.
Great to see you this morning. Thank you so much for being here.
Of course. Always good to see you.
I want to get your take on all of the news and, of course, that criminal referral that you sent over Lisa Cook and others on mortgage fraud. But first, talk to us about Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac. What is President Trump looking to do with these mortgage originators, enormous companies?
Well, the president did something great, if you recall, in his first term, and that is doing nothing. Everybody wanted to basically steal this company from the American taxpayers, and President Trump deserves great credit for saying, no, thank you. We are going to do what's in the best interest of people. Maria.
Yeah, and this is Bill Pulte, U.S. Federal Housing FHFA Director. So this is the head Negro in charge. And he's going to tell you exactly, like I said, this is mortgage fraud. I was in banking and mortgage, commercial and on the residential side for 13 years. This is serious. Lesser people have been locked up for what they're doing.
He wanted to, he got approached rather to sell these companies for about $100 billion, if you can believe that, $150 billion. Today, that value is worth anywhere between 500 and 700 billion. I think it's going to $1 trillion and potentially even higher. So President Trump has exercised great judgment, and he'll exercise, in my view, that same judgment in deciding whether or not to do something with regard to Fannie and Freddie.
Well, this is a big story. A lot of our viewers want to know about it. Investors love these companies because they're incredibly important. What are we talking about? $7 trillion in assets between the two companies' balance sheets?
Yeah, 7.8 trillion, and it's going higher. And frankly, it's going to continue to go higher. These are, in my view, in terms of assets, the biggest companies in the world, these two biggest companies. And no other president until President Trump showed up on the scene even knew that they existed. Biden didn't really know anything existed. He certainly didn't know Fannie and Freddie existed. We came in, there were 16,000 people working from home. We ordered them all back to work. We're getting the earnings going. Money's pouring in like never before. And it's all because President Trump is making this a priority.
And has the president decided on the lead banker to take these companies public once again? Is it going to be a $30 billion IPO?
He has not made any decisions. That will be on his own time, in his own way, in his own form. And I would defer to the president on what or if he wants to do anything here. This is entirely up to him. He has the best instincts, frankly, of anybody I've ever met. And I've met a lot of really successful people. So I'm going to rely on his instincts. If he says go, we'll go. But that's entirely up to the president.
When would a deal be happening? Later this year?
Yeah, I don't know if y'all noticed. Every time one of these cabinet members or appointees get on in the press, everybody's always like, "Okay, I can only speak about what I know. Everything else, I'm going to defer to the president." That's message control. Compared to the first term, he's got these guys mission focused, and it's clear who's quarterbacking all the plays. Everybody, is working autonomously or whatever. But I like to see this cohesion when it comes to addressing the press and answering questions with regard to the initiatives of the administration.
We'll see. Again, that's entirely up to the president. I think we have a bunch of different options. I would say this. The demand for this product, the demand for this deal is so significant.
Yo, MC Recovery and Relapse. What up, Playboy? Says salute to the chat in the clouds about the fixed dinner for his son of me. Hell yeah, bro. Yo, I be seeing you streaming, bro. I be seeing your streams, man. I be cloud watching you too, man. Keep streaming, and we'll share some of them streams too.
The president has had, and we have had banks calling us. They're still calling us. I mean, you could have all of the banks in the world want this deal. So we'll see what happens, but it's got to be done if it's done on the president's terms, and I'm very confident it will be. And frankly, I think it's going to be oversubscribed.
Yeah. And I know that executives from Bank of America and Citi and JP Morgan have been in the Oval Office trying to get this business. But I want to talk about the scandals that we're talking about as well today, because we are now looking at 10 years of scandals against President Trump. We're going to get to Lisa Cook and potential mortgage fraud in a moment, but it started with Russia collusion, went into impeachments, indictments, even January 6th, according to Ed Martin at the DOJ. And here's what Ed Martin told me yesterday. Got to get your take on this. Watch.
And there's a group of us working on January 6th. What we've learned is that the federal government, the Department of Justice, but other aspects targeted these citizens. They basically turned government on to make the hoax work. So I'm not talking about somebody that pushes a cop. That's a charge you can look at and charge. I'm talking about that the FBI and others were putting American citizens on terrorism watch lists. They were auditing their IRS tax returns. They were targeting the American people. They were taking massive amounts of resources and moving them from fighting, child trafficking and fighting real corruption and saying we have to move everybody to look at the Capitol siege. It was a political hoax that was driven by Garland, Lisa Monaco, and others. There's a guy named Robert Jackson, who is the prosecutor guy. And what you see is Lisa Monaco's Justice Department acting in ways we've never seen before. And when we show all that, and we're writing reports regularly on it, it's not one aspect. The federal court system was used in a way. The jails were used in a way to.
And this segues into what's coming with Bolton and also with the Letitia James that they're talking about now. You're seeing the mainstream media being like, Trump's weaponizing the DOJ, what have you. The difference is they actually got paperwork and paper trail. Like, they actually can make these cases in court. What was going on under Biden administration was really tantamount to political persecution, and it didn't just extend to Trump. We're content creators down here. There was silence and speech on YouTube, Facebook, putting American citizens on watch lists and what have you. Good riddance to bad rubbish. And next, this segment's Letitia James, Adam Schiff, and Lisa Cook. Lisa Cook, who's sitting on the Fed board, by the way, DEI Keisha. But Bolton, the FBI raiding Bolton today, that's, like I said, we got motion, man. We did the By the Numbers segment with Mark over at Rasmussen last week. Recent polling numbers, man, the majority of Americans, they want to see somebody get arrested. They want to see some accountability.
People, it's far. They didn't do this to the terrorists after 9/11, and they were doing it to American citizens.
What about the January 6th committee? Did they destroy evidence? Is there criminality there?
Of course, we're all in that too. And trust me, a lot of people did not get a pardon that were involved in the select committee, and they ought to be keeping an eye on their mailbox, because there's a lot to be asked about.
I mean, Director, what they did here was put people who were going and, peacefully protesting against the election on no-fly lists. And the DOJ did nothing about it. It feels like you finally...
Russ Sigma in the building. What up, Playboy? The $2 super chat. He says salute. Hey, yo, Red. Them gifts that you got on your community tab, them joints are sick. You had the Jones with the chicks moving. You had Storm. Yo, I need them Jones, man. I'll put them on some skins and have them for some drops and everything. Them Jones is crazy. Yeah, you hit me on my email, Playboy. Red Sigma in the building. You know what we do. Let's do some drops.
I just boosted a fucking cop car. Gotham, here comes your emotional support clown.
Off by a
Man, fuck all you hoes. Fuck you and your mammy and your granny too. I'm sick of this shit. Fuck all you hoes.
Oh yeah, and no, when I'm done with the stream, you guys get down in the comment sections. Tell me what you think about each of the news segments, if you agree with my takes on it. And Noob Glory, if you're watching, if you want to argue with me, you can argue with me in the comment section of these news stories. All right, let's go.
They have some resources in the DOJ. You've sent several criminal referrals. All the while, we actually may have witnessed mortgage fraud. Tell me about the criminal referral that you sent to the DOJ over Lisa Cook. What did she do specifically, Bill?
Well, Lisa Cook has big problems. They're going to continue to get bigger. Her statements that she made last night, I think, only make her situation worse. It's very odd to see people try to twist backways, sideways, and upside down to justify mortgage fraud. This is a very serious crime. Mortgage fraud, it carries up to 30-year prison sentences. I believe the president has ample cause to fire Lisa Cook. Whether he wants to do that or not is entirely up to the president. However, we will go where mortgage fraud is. If mortgage fraud is with a Republican or a Democrat, it doesn't matter. If you commit mortgage fraud in President Trump's America, we're going to come after you. And Lisa Cook is no exception to that. I've also been very surprised, Maria, I would say, with the lack of response and the mismanagement, the continued mismanagement by Jay Powell throughout all of this. You know, you would think when there's an alleged crime that somebody would be able to handle things properly. But unfortunately, I think Jay Powell.
Look at that. The first DEI Keisha on the Fed board. And she's being investigated and indicted for mortgage fraud. You are on the board of the Federal Reserve, DEI Keisha. This is what happens when you put people in positions that are not qualified. That Biden administration was nothing but DEI Keishas. From the vice president to one of the chairs on the Fed board to Letitia James to Fannie Willis.
Was actually walking himself into this whole situation. He used the federal spokespeople last night, the Federal Reserve spokespeople, to circulate her statement. I don't know why anyone would support somebody having and declaring on a mortgage contract that they have two primary residences. That is fraud, and we are going to prosecute it.
Yo, what up, Zeke? Yo, did you get the you in class 7 yet? You get your link to the group. I was listening to Theo over on Andre and Beautiful Lies dual stream this evening. All right, so apparently the goal is Theo try to have 100 brothers as cloud AI engineers by the summer of 2027. So it look like you and me on that docket, Playboy. You start studying for that SAA. Shoot me an email, man. I study with you.
And I hope that the DOJ will take it very seriously.
So according to mortgage documents, you write to the DOJ, to Pam Bondi, that Lisa Cook falsified bank documents and property records to acquire more favorable loan terms.
Well, of course, you can't declare that in her case, she had a home in Michigan, and then 2 weeks later, she gets a loan in Michigan for her home. She declares it as her primary principal residence. And then literally 2 weeks later, she goes to an Atlanta condo, buys an Atlanta condo, secures a loan, and also declares that as her primary residence. We all know.
And for anybody that missed it, this is such a big deal, mortgage fraud. When you declare something as your primary residence, the underwriting on the loan from the bank in terms of the amount of money that they're going to lend to you at what interest rate is considerably more favorable than if it is your secondary home or an investment property. In addition, your insurance rates are lower. It's a federal crime because most mortgages are sold to FH, Freddie Mac, and Fannie Mac after the underwrite is complete and the loan is funded. Fannie Mac and Freddie Mac is a federal agency. Big problem.
Primary or principal, that means one. That means the lead dog. That means what house are you living in? And in this case, we have a Federal Reserve governor who's in charge of setting interest rate.
Am I going to the conclave? Actually, somebody had bought me a ticket to the conclave, but I am in Peru. So I will not be flying to Miami. But Theo just gave me access for the virtual conclave, so I'll be there. I'm going to log in on the virtual man. No news in the building. Detroit, what it do, Playboy? Yo, shout out to the crypto. It's crypto season, man. I'm gonna post a joint from Trump. It says, "Do not sell Bitcoin ever."
We got more pricing games coming up in the second half of the show. Don't go away, folks. We got more pricing games coming up in the second half of the show. Don't go away, folks. We got more pricing games coming up.
All right, let's go.
Running this entire economy, right hand to Jerome Powell, committing, in my view, mortgage fraud. This can't happen. I think it gives the president enormous cause to fire her. I think she will resign. Frankly, I think she's very stupid if she doesn't resign.
Well, President Trump posted on Truth Social, Lisa Cook should resign. Bill, of course, this is on the heels of your criminal referral. You listed in that referral how she listed 2 different homes as her primary residence. In a 2-week period, you also...
Whew, look at that wig, baby. That's... You are a chair on the Federal Reserve, and that's the best your wig can do. That is terrible. So, understand the gravity of this. This guy is the head of the FHFA. This is the director, and he's the one that sent the criminal referral to the DOJ. This wasn't an underling. This was the director. He sent the criminal referral. This is a big deal.
Sent criminal referrals over others. Now, Cook responded. She says, "I have no intention of being bullied to step down. I am gathering accurate information to answer any legitimate questions." Bill, is that the statement you're referring to, saying that that's not adequate?
Well, not only is that not accurate, I mean, first of all, intention of being bullied. It's the question for Ms. Cook is very simple. Did you sign these mortgage documents? Of course she did. And then on top of that, did she also declare primary residency in both Michigan and Atlanta?
Facts. It's that simple. Her signature's on the paperwork. And she's sitting as a chair on the Fed board. You don't understand simple financial disclosures?
The answer is yes. So, you know, she can play this all she wants, but, you know, people are smart. And I'll tell you this right now. This is like the most viral story in the country right now. People are sick and tired of one rule for certain people and another rule for other people. And it's got to stop. And I think it's going to stop with the Federal Reserve governor. And frankly, I would be surprised if she's not suspended by the Federal Reserve this week. I mean, why are they going into Jackson Hole talking about this nonsense? This is supposed to be the biggest week for the economy. And here we've got this circus clown running around saying that she's being bullied when really she was committing mortgage fraud.
Well, I mean, you also sent criminal referrals to others. Do you have grand juries in place for this, for Lisa Cook, for Adam Schiff?
Well, we send criminal referrals all the time. That's what's funny about this is people are saying, oh, well, you know, this is selective. No, it's not. When we get mortgage fraud, we are going to prosecute it. And
so he said, "Bitch, think she bi-coastal?"
She got your ass.
Yo, what up, Storm? We in here. What in the world is going on here? Just doing some news. I got 3 stories. I'm gonna get up out of here. I'll be out of here probably by like 1:10, an hour and 10 in, maybe an hour and 20. We at the 29-minute mark. Let's go.
And we are not prosecutors. So what we are going to do is we are going to refer that to the DOJ. You know, Maria, I refer people almost every day to the Department of Justice for mortgage fraud. Why should Lisa Cook be exempt from that? That doesn't make any sense whatsoever. And whether it's Adam Schiff or Letitia James or frankly any other Republican, if you commit mortgage fraud, there should be consequences. You know, this risks the rule of law. This risks the integrity of the institution that we have. This risks the safety and soundness of the mortgage bond market. We can't have that. We either have to have a safe and sound bond market that everybody agrees to certain rules, or we have to have this mayhem where a Federal Reserve governor can say that she's outside of the law. No one is above the law.
Okay, so he's the Fannie Mae chair too. So he's got two positions. And like I said, this is the guy who sent the referral, not a subordinate employee. The man in charge sent the referral. This is a big deal.
Well, and you know what Ed Martin said from the DOJ over the weekend when I spoke with him is that when you get a criminal referral, it opens the door to actually investigate what is going on here. And he said, when you're lying about one thing, you're often lying about something else. When you're committing a crime here, you might be committing a crime there. So it opens up a bit of a Pandora's box.
Well, Maria, I'll tell you something that we haven't really discussed publicly, and that is we're also probing her Massachusetts property. You know, these are things where you get a tip in, and then all of a sudden you learn that they have another loan here, another loan there.
Yo, Trump really got these boys crawling up their ass. Pause. Irvin Reed says, salute, gents. Arrest the swamp, drain the swamp, make gator po' boys. Hell yeah. Storm Funny said, it's good to be back on West Coast time. I can't work with y'all them 1 a.m. streams on the East Coast. I overslept one day like a bum. Yeah, man, we the late night shift, bro. That third shift ain't no joke. Man, we've been doing this for what, almost 2 years solid third shift? Yeah, man, it's the Iron Man shift for real, bro. That's funny as hell.
In a shocking development, the federal government says being broke is allowed, but if you're broke and glowing, you are officially now a suspect.
You can't be glowing more than your financial status. Look your problem.
Yeah, No News says she thought her degrees was a shield. Apparently only under the Biden administration. Me and Saul was talking about this earlier. We want Trump to get in there. Like I said, man, I got the poll in the chat. We got motion. I'm starting off with this joint because we got the two Keishas on here. We got Letitia and Lisa Cook. And I'm glad they're getting shifty shift in this joint. But the big one is, man, they sent the feds up in Bolton crib today. We got motion, baby. We got motion.
And it's concerning because, as you know, I oversee not just Fannie and Freddie, but I also oversee the Federal Reserve home loan banks. And one of the banks that's involved.
Damn, he oversee the Federal Reserve home loan banks too? This dude got a lot of power. So that's what I said, bro. This is a big deal that he's the one that sent the criminal referral.
In this investigation, unfortunately, is a member bank of the federal home loan banks. I am the regulator. President Trump, under President Trump's leadership, I am the regulator. So I have a duty to do this. When I got Senate confirmed, I swore in my testimony that I would oversee mortgage fraud. So we're going to go wherever the facts are. We're going to turn that over to the DOJ. And if they decide to impanel a grand jury on this, which I believe that they will, I believe that the DOJ will open up an investigation in this. I think it's just a stain on the Fed. And I think it's very disrespectful both to the country, to the president, and frankly, even to the Federal Reserve for this lady to stay in office.
Well, look, grand juries, what is this going to take? 18 months or something? I mean, when you get a criminal referral, this could go on now for a year. No.
I mean, you can move very quick. I mean, look, this is a black and white situation from my perspective. It's either did she sign these documents or not? You know, it's funny is they tried to go after President Trump on, complete nonsense. He was totally innocent. In this case, you see these signatures. Did you sign this document or did you not? And, she can say whatever she wants. But at the end of the day, the facts speak for themselves. And I'll tell you, this is the hottest story in the world right now, Maria, for the very reason that people get it. You can't go and fraudulently represent things that aren't true in order to procure a loan. And the elites and the wealthy class, this is why President Trump won in a landslide, because the people are sick and tired of this crap.
Yeah. But putting mortgage fraud aside, I mean, President Trump has issues with just the ineptitude of the Fed. The president has accused Chairman Jay Powell of hurting the housing industry. He said this on Truth Social. Could somebody please inform Jerome Too Late Powell that he is hurting the housing industry very badly?
Bro, that's the argument I've been making since before Trump was inaugurated and all up and down. Like, bro, Biden, they killed the housing industry. And when I say they killed the banks, I mean they killed the banks in terms of like a huge part of their portfolio is residential and commercial mortgage. Interest rates are too high. That means there's no movement in the housing market in terms of refinances, purchases, or even new construction. And that in turn hurts other things down the supply chain. That shit is crazy, bro.
Can't get a mortgage because of him. There is no inflation, and every sign is pointing to a major rate cut. Bill, if we were to see a rate cut next month, the president will obviously, be able to say, look, I told you so. But are we talking about a bloated situation regardless of whether we're getting cuts at all? They put all that money into the new headquarters. I was told, I'm about to interview Christine Lagarde at the European Central Bank, and I'd like to know how different the ECB is to the Fed. I mean, the Fed has how many branches? How many offices? How much money spent?
Well, it's crazy. But first, I want to just distinguish, Maria. First, I just want to distinguish, Maria, if this is okay. I want to put the regulator hat and the other hat aside for a second with regard to Lisa Cook, because obviously those are alleged crimes. So let's shift into the political side of things. I think those are very important to keep different. As it relates to the political side of things and as it relates to policy, which is what you're talking about in terms of interest rates, he has gotten this so wrong that I'm very concerned with the damage that it's doing to the housing market. And I think it will do damage to the housing market for up to 2 years after.
Bingo. I said the exact same thing. Say, even once the rates drop, you're going to have to wait another 12 to 18 months for the consumers to get back into the banking pipeline with and start seeing those refinances and purchases and home purchasing go up. Because people going to wait. The rates is going to drop, and then the banks got to do their promos. The loan officers got to get out there. They got to do the direct marketing to their own, internally offering people these reduced refinances and all these low package deals and everything. Yo, I tell you, I've been in the business. I know this finance game on the back end, especially when it comes to the mortgage market.
He's gone. So time is of the essence with regard to cutting these rates. We've already seen home builders laying off people. We've seen home builders restrict supply. This may be in the best interest of home builders, but it's not in the best interest of Americans. The interest rates need to be at 1%. And frankly, I hope that whoever becomes Fed chair.
Bro, they trying to drop the rates to 1%. Yo, that's those 2008 those 2008 numbers when the market crashed after Lehman Brothers. Woo! Rates at 1%. Man, people gonna be that'll get if they drop the interest rates to 1%, you getting like one. You could refinance for like 1.5, 2.5. Woo! You got to get in while the get is good. Those is good numbers. Man, I might start getting flooded with underwriting jobs.
Takes them down to 1%, if not lower. We have a president who's extremely competent. The president is unlike Biden. Biden didn't even know what inflation was. This president came in and crushed inflation. So you have a president that will continue to crush inflation. He will continue to keep inflation low. Rates need to be at 0 or 1% at the highest.
Yeah, well, you don't see a lot of that in the mainstream media, that's for sure. They completely missed the point when Joe Biden sent inflation to 40-year highs, 9.1%. We're all the way back down to 2% under President Trump. Bill, we're going to be watching your work.
Maria is a class act. That's all she. Maria been around since the 80s. Maria, a class act. She's That's old school journalism. Just the facts. She know her numbers. Ask the right questions. She's got an opinion about something, but she don't push it. She asks the hard questions. Old school. You watch these chicks over on MSNBC, CNN. They just annoying to fucking listen to for the most part. Aside from everything. All right, we're gonna do these two Bolton segments. We have the 39-minute mark. Fed's running up in John Bolton's crib. We got motion. We're going to do these two Bolton segments, and that's a wrap. All right, let's go. And for them running up in John Bolton's crib, let me tell you, man, it couldn't have happened to a better person.
But about the news today as well with John Bolton. And so if we have that sound, we'll bring it in just a moment, but you can bring in our guest.
Yeah, we caught some of the tail end of what he was saying about John Bolton. He said he's, quote, not a smart guy and, quote, could be unpatriotic. President Trump said he knows nothing about the raid at his house early this morning, saying he expects to be briefed by DOJ later today. I'm told we do have a little bit of the sound of what he said earlier. Let's go ahead and play that real quick.
Yo, Alexander X in the building. He said, Machismo TV, hit the salute and hit the like button, everybody. Yo, Alexander, you've been a member for 17 months. Email me, shoot me an email, man. We're sending out merch to members and stuff like that. We've been Cash Apping members, but we're about to start mailing out merch too. Shoot me an email, put a member in the subject line. Put member in the subject line and let me know it's you, and I'll email you back. I'll get your shipping information from you. We're gonna mail you out some merch. We just launched some new merch too this week. I put the new mug on the community tab. We got another one I'm gonna put up there after the show or tomorrow. So yeah, we got new merch. Got some new designs out. The store is looking nice. Send me. You've been 17 months. Yeah, man, you need some merch, Playboy. Let's give you some drops.
So, Keisha, what's a high-value man to you?
A man that gave me 10 kids, 3 evictions, $10 on Cash App, and still pull up in a Nissan Altima that sound like he got asthma.
Man, fuck all you hoes. Fuck you and your mammy and your granny too. Fuck all you hoes. I'm sick of this shit. Fuck all you hoes. Don't give a damn, bitch, what you wanna do. Fuck all you hoes.
All right, so what do we got? Yo, this is so they ran up in John Bolton's crib, and this this is Trump giving his statement to the press when they asked about the raid, and this is why Trump got elected. He talked like an old gangster from Queens.
Mr. President, have you been briefed on the FBI raid of John Bolton?
No, I don't know about it. I saw it on television this morning. I'm not a fan of John Bolton. He's a real sort of a lowlife. When I hired him, he served a good purpose because, as you know, he was one of the people that forced Bush to do the ridiculous bombings in the Middle East. Bolton, he wants to always kill people, and he's very bad at what he does. But he worked out great for me because every time he doesn't talk, he's like a very quiet person, except on television. If he could say something bad about Trump, he'll always do that. But he really doesn't talk. He's quiet. And I'd walk into a room with him with a...
Dang, really? Yo, email me, Zeke, and give me the order number so I'll contact them directly. Shoot me an email.
Foreign country, the foreign country would give me everything because they said, oh no, they're going to get blown up because John Bolton's there. He's not a smart guy, but he could be a very unpatriotic guy. I mean, we're going to find out. I know nothing about it. I just saw it this morning. They did a raid.
All right, we are joined now by Fox News contributor Hugh Hewitt. Hugh, you just had a chance to hear the president's comments there. Give us your top line thoughts.
Good morning, Bill. Good morning, Dana. John Bolton is a very, very good lawyer. He ran the Department of Justice Civil Division under President Reagan. He's known by most people as a Hawk's Hawk. President Trump referred to the utility of having a Hawk's Hawk on the staff, but obviously those men do not like each other. Here's the key takeaway. President Trump was not informed of, did not approve, did not in any way initiate the raid at John Bolton's house. Now, given that he's a very good lawyer, I will be shocked if he had classified documents there. I would be less shocked if there is some sort of Foreign Agent Registration Act violation being alleged. But we don't know. It's all speculation. And I'm glad to hear the president had nothing to do with authorizing the raid.
I think, Hugh, that's, well, yes, I agree. Although I do think that there are going to be questions about weaponization. That's going to be inevitable. And I was mentioning to Byron York in the first hour of America's Newsroom that way back when, in my previous life, we were the spokespeople trying to get John Bolton approved to be UN ambassador. And we were going to have to go to recess appointments, and the DC media absolutely could not stand him. And he's had quite a life in Washington, D.C. This has got to be probably very difficult for him to handle. Maybe he anticipated it. He told John and Carl just 2 weeks, about 12 days ago, that he did think he was on a retribution list. So this will be part of the narrative as well.
Well, the ambassador has been my friend, full disclosure, for more than 20 years. And his book about the UN, incredibly detailed during his service under George W. Bush. He has a photographic memory for details. He is extraordinarily verbal on television and is a great guest, obviously. I would be shocked if he did what Biden did, sloppily collected and improperly stored classified documents. I know he submitted his first book for clearance to the agencies, the federal process for clearance. I don't know if he did it for the second book, but we will see. I don't know. No one knows. What I really am relieved is that President Trump did not know and did not authorize this. Whether or not Director Patel and Attorney General Bondi had motives in addition to the law, I doubt that. I really do. They don't want to lose this case. They don't want to have the indictment unsealed and see that there's no predicate for it, or not the indictment, the search warrant unsealed and have no predicate for it. So I think everyone ought to best just wait and see. But I do remind everyone, a guy who ran the civil division is not just a national security expert. He's a hell of a lawyer, and people got to remember that.
Hugh, we were talking about this in the last hour. In 2023, FBI Director Kash Patel wrote a book. It was called Government Gangsters. And at the end of that book, he put together a list of the top people he felt were in the deep state and, quote, threats to democracy. And he put John Bolton on that list. So as we wait for the underlying case to go public and find out what they're looking for here, obviously everything is looked at through a political spectrum these days. What do you think about the optics of what's happening this morning?
They're bad. And that's why I don't think it's a political case. Because if you were trying to improve the president's standing with the public, you would not do this. You'd wave it off. You would get John Bolton would get the Biden treatment. So I really doubt that it's a political matter. I do believe that if you set a standard with a highly visible individual, that we are really going to crack down in the way that the DOJ cracked down on President Trump at Mar-a-Lago. That we're going to do a letter of the law, stringent application of the law on classified documents or foreign agent registration. This would be the kind of thing that would get the attention of literally everyone inside the Beltway to go back and make sure they haven't got anything in their files that ought not to be there. I just can't believe anyone at Justice or the FBI is motivated by politics when it comes to John Bolton, because it's such bad optics.
Hugh Hewitt, thank you so much. We appreciate that. We have breaking news on that. And we also have more other breaking news that's just happened here in New York City.
Hey, everyone. I'm Emily Campagno.
All right, bet. I'm going to do one more follow-up segment on the Bolton arrest. And this is from over at Newsmax. I saw a piece of this. And this is with regard to the mainstream liberal media's reaction to the Bolton home raid and to the ongoing subpoenas and indictments for Letitia James, Lisa Cook, as we just talked about, Adam Schiff, etc. And this guy does a very good job at putting things in context. And I agree with his argument as well.
For mortgage fraud, Adam Schiff under investigation for mortgage fraud. And early this morning, John Bolton, the man who once cheered on the Mar-a-Lago raid, found himself to be the target of a DOJ raid at his own house. The FBI raiding Bolton's Bethesda, Maryland home at 7 a.m., also his office in Washington, D.C., part of an investigation into his handling of classified documents, all centering around his book, The Room Where It Happened. Remember this. Written after Bolton was fired by Trump, it skewered the president as an uninformed fool on foreign policy, not nearly as smart as John Bolton. An allegation, of course, that sounds awfully stupid these days when you think about foreign policy in this administration and the progress that we've seen around the world, thanks to the president. The White House asked him not to write this book. John Bolton did it anyways, and now it appears a Maryland magistrate judge sees enough evidence that Bolton put classified information into that book to sign off on today's FBI raids. Vice President J.D. Vance taped an interview with Meet the Press today. It's for Sunday, but he was asked about John Bolton, and NBC released this.
We're in the very early stages of an ongoing investigation into John Bolton. I will say we're going to let that investigation proceed. What I can tell you is that unlike the Biden DOJ and the Biden FBI, our law enforcement agencies are going to be driven by law and not by politics. And so if we think that Ambassador Bolton has committed a crime, of course, eventually prosecutions will come. Classified documents are certainly part of it, but I think that there's a broad concern about Ambassador Bolton. They're going to look into it. And like I said, if there's no crime here, we're not going to prosecute it. If there is a crime here, of course, Ambassador Bolton will get his day in court. That's how it should be.
So 3 years ago, when...
So basically, my boy J.D. Vance is like,
shit, got your ass.
The Biden DOJ raided Mar-a-Lago, the home of a former president, for classified documents. Here was John Bolton's reaction. Take a listen.
It's important that everybody take a deep breath here. This is a very serious matter, and it would be better if we could let the legal process play out. I know that may be frustrating to some people, but the seriousness of it itself dictates that we try and proceed in the most orderly way we can.
Well, it's an interesting comment when you think about how the situation sits today. We'll play a little bit more from John Bolton on the same subject line, the Mar-a-Lago raid. Take a listen.
I don't think he cared about the classification system. I don't think he appreciated the sensitivity of this information. It's very hard to speculate on motive other than that he liked cool things. He saw things that so he wanted to take them, and he was pretty much able to take them, and not just on classified information matters, on all kinds of things that crossed his desk. Some days he liked to eat a lot of French fries. Some days he took classified documents. He wanted them. Why did he want them? Because he could get them.
We'll see where the investigation leads, of course. And as expected, the mainstream media is going berserk over this because, to be honest with you, it clearly is payback time. Adam Schiff, Big Tish, and now John Bolton. You'd have to be blind to not see this, but you'd have to be a fool to not have expected it after what Washington has done.
facts, we've been saying this, and regardless of what the mainstream media says, we do the by the numbers over here, and we looked at the latest polling data regarding accountability with the government and the public all in overwhelmingly wants to see people held accountable, but not just accountable. They want to see people go to jail. They want to see people go to jail. And I echo Tito's sentiments on that as well. Examples need to be made out of people because we have to create an environment of mutually assured destruction. We can't allow what the Biden administration, even the Obama administration, did to the extent that they did it with pretty much attacking the American public, silence and freedom of speech, full weaponization of the Department of Justice, FBI and CIA on U.S. soil against American citizens, and a former president say what you want about the country, whatever, this, that, and the other. It's a slippery slope. What we got in the chat? Lord of Brooklyn, what up, Playboy? Yo, Fauci, yo, right on, bro. Fauci, above all, needs to be imprisoned. Though Fauci needs his comeuppance, and I think Tulsi Gabbard has got a hard on for old Fauci. Facts. It was a full out assault on masculinity, and like I said, if it started to go like any deeper, any further, it would have been they would have came after the Second Amendment rights and everything, because they want a weak, malleable male populace so that they can run roughshod over the American public. A lot of the stuff that they was doing, like, bro, none of that stuff would have flown in the 90s. It would have been an all-out purge out here in the streets.
To Donald Trump, did they really think that he was going to come back and just forget and forgive all of that? They weaponized the government to destroy their political opposition. They tried to destroy this man in every possible way that they could. They tried to bankrupt him, destroy his businesses. They tried to put him in prison, an ex-president with a mugshot. What they did was so twisted, it was so toxic, it was so shocking, it literally ushered Trump back into power in 2024. You think he wasn't going to get even? You didn't think he was going to put people in place that were going to do this? Take a shot at the king, you best not miss. And of course, they're going to deny what's happening, but everybody can see what this is. And honestly, this is necessary. If you're going to prevent this from ever happening again, people need to be punished for what they have done, because they started it. They started this. He didn't start it. They started it. Take a listen to the media losing it over the Bolton raid. The same people that didn't care at all when this kind of stuff was happening to Donald Trump, added to the investigations of Adam Schiff and Tish James, they are going nuts over this. Chuck Todd lambasting the senators who confirmed FBI Director Kash Patel, saying it's not like you weren't warned that this guy would be comfortable politicizing the agency. Oh, Chuck Todd. Now the FBI is politicized. It wasn't before, though, according to him. Here's more of the media outrage.
The fact that the vice president of the United States jumps on that.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did just quote Omar from The Wire. He did just quote Omar from The Wire. And this goofball Axelrod, this is one of the masterminds and architects behind the Obama election and administration. Yo, the left has got nothing left. And like I said, we want to drag them all the way 6 feet and put that final nail in their coffin.
Suggests that this is a politically motivated gesture.
My suspicion is this looks performative and political, and that is highly concerning. The FBI should not be used as a tool to go after political enemies.
The timing of this is chilling.
This seems to be just blatant, bald-faced retribution.
John Bolton. I don't know whose idea that mustache was. And he's looked like this since like the 90s, bro. This exact look. And he looks constipated. Constipated with a Colonel Sanders mustache. Like a half John. Like, when was that ever a good look, Playboy? Was he like, man, I'm going to get all the chicks with this mustache? Dog.
Because Donald Trump doesn't like him and sees him as having, betrayed him.
They didn't say much. They didn't say much when Trump had 91 felonies against him, but now they're really, really worried. So now the DOJ has been weaponized. Now it's weaponized. Let's recall these same people, these same institutions, how they sounded when Trump was facing almost 100 felony counts.
What do you make of the Republican criticism that this search was politically motivated?
I can't see it. And now they're all rushing to the defense of a guy who...
Bro, yo, you spot on. He said, don't disrespect the Magnum PI mustache. Yo, you ain't lying. It is the Magnum PI mustache.
We'll do it live. Okay. We'll do it live. Fuck it.
Do it live! Is the Magnum PI mustache, bro. But he's no Tom Selleck. Like, it's actually hard to see Tom Selleck without that mustache. I used to watch Magnum PI with my dad. Tom Selleck was the man on that John. You know what I'm saying? I liked Hagen's too with the two Dobermans, the lads. Yeah, but he's no Tom Selleck, Playboy. He looks like a walrus. He looks like a tall walrus.
Likely broke the law. These Republicans, they attack any kind of investigations that look into Trump's un-American activities.
He's not being singled out. This is not politically motivated.
Clearly, there was no witch hunt. Clearly, it was not politically motivated.
You know, everybody's reporting the same stories, the same spin. You turn the channel, it's always the same. But not us. We're different. We report the real news. No.
Newsmax's been doing their thing lately. I like their reporter. All right, guys, we at the 1 hour mark. I got one more quick one for you. I got I ain't know Osman had a whole separate clips channel. This white boy Osman making money, bro. I ain't even gonna hold you. His main channel got like 4 million. His clips channel got like 1 million. He on Twitch, Kick, doing crazy numbers. But he's got just a clips channel, and I'm gonna reiterate again. Like, why do you be reviewing Osman cover the news? Because Osman's audience is so big, and he's a Twitch streamer. And what is that? That's the Gen Z audience. That's like 15 to 25, 15 to 30. So the takes that he has is an indication of the direction that the alphas and the late Gen Zers are going, and it seems to be leaning far more conservative. I pay attention to patterns and trends. All right, so here's a quick one for you. This is the femcel. This femcel influencer is effing crazy, and I'm covering this one because this is an outgrowth of this liberal left. This is the direction we were heading, and it's a real thing. I want you to listen to this.
Crazy Karen wants kids to get vasectomy.
Oh. Mandatory vasectomies for baby boys. Yeah, I said it. And if that made you flinch, good. You want to solve half of society's problems? Start there. Because here's the truth. Men don't want to wear condoms.
Wait, did y'all hear that? Did y'all hear that? And it's just one crazy Karen on TikTok, but believe me, there's way more people that think like this. We already seen what the Senjis was talking about deleting black baby boys. Listen to this.
Society's problems? Start there. Mandatory vasectomies for baby boys. Yeah, I said it.
She wants mandatory vasectomies for baby boys.
And if that made you flinch, good. You want to solve half of society's problems? Start there. Because here's the truth. Men don't want to wear condoms. They don't want accountability.
Just because somebody nutted in you then didn't call you back doesn't mean that you want to cut every dick off. What's wrong with you? Like, this is crazy. What is this?
They want raw. And when the baby comes, they say, oh, it's not my problem.
Yeah, this probably happened to you. And so now you want to cut everybody's dick off. Right.
So fine. Mandatory vasectomies. Problem solved. Abortions, they would drop overnight. Date rape pregnancies, gone. Single motherhood, cutting.
Stop the cap. Stop the cap right now. Stop the cap.
This probably happened to you. And so now you want to cut everybody's dick off. Right.
So fine. Mandatory vasectomies. Problem solved. Abortions, they would drop overnight. Date rape pregnancies, gone. Single motherhood, cut in half. Generational trauma, reduced. And crime would plummet. Because
Why would that happen?
Get the fuck out of here, bro. And crime would plummet.
Stop the cap. Stop the cap right now. Stop the cap.
Now you want to cut everybody's dick off. Right.
So fine. Mandatory vasectomies, problem solved. Abortions, they would drop overnight. Date rape pregnancies, gone. Single motherhood, cut in half. Generational trauma, reduced. And crime would plummet because
Why would that happen? Fatherless
homes are the #1 pipeline to gangs, violence, and prison.
Yeah.
Fix the fathers, fix the future. This one move would.
What's weird about this is that, I mean, can't you take birth control yourself? You want non-consensual medical intervention onto men. Just take birth control. Like, what's wrong with you?
Take women out of survival mode, kids out of poverty.
Kids out of survival mode, women out of
and
survival
society out of chaos.
Right.
And the only ones mad would be the ones that never wanted accountability in the first place. I call it savage. But if we snip the problem at the root, we'd finally see what society looks like.
Yo, you see that? Did you see that? Did you see that? She's a Kevin Samuels candidate. Look at that. You can't miss it. Look, watch her background. What Kevin used to say? See that dog in the back? Buy a dog, die alone. Look at that. Look at the background.
At the root, we'd finally
see a dog. This is a buy a dog, die alone Karen. Look at this. Look at the dog in the background. Hold on.
ability in the first place. I call it savage. But if we snip the problem at
See the dog. We got motion.
root, we'd finally see what society looks like when women aren't carrying at all.
Wait, what? We'd finally see what society looks like when women aren't carrying at all? What, so she wants nobody to have kids?
Society looks like
What?
when women aren't carrying at all. The return on investment would be mind-blowing.
Wow. Yeah, what a great return on investment. Everybody should stop having kids. How much do you guys want to bet she dated some guy that didn't use a condom, she had his kid, and he pieced out? The solution to that is not to cut every boy's dick off because Chad doesn't want to talk to you anymore.
You can't ever fully trust a man. Even if you've been together 50 years and he's never cheated or lied or let you down. Men change. Men die. Men switch their careers and lose their minds. Men go to therapy and think they've discovered polyamory.
It all makes sense now.
All right, bet that's a wrap. Let me read these. Let me read these statements. Hey, you know the rose is on the floor like a crew toy, like a chew toy. That's crazy. I bet she got a pantry full of peanut butter. Yo.
Let's be nice. Let's be nice. We don't have to go there. I mean, you're not wrong, but you didn't have to say it. I mean, good Lord.
Lord of Brooklyn says this is the epitome of the paradigm of feminism. The root of all of society's ills are attributed to the existence of men. Why doesn't she suggest the girls get histos? Hard to argue with that one. Over 70% of abortions are for socioeconomic reasons. Less than 5% are from grisape and cisnes nest. Mother's mortality, over 15 forms of birth control, but 65 million ABs. Hey. Lexicon is undefeated. Yup, and Osmond called it. She got ghosted. Hell to the yeah. Hell to the yeah. All right. All right, gentlemen. That's my time for tonight. I want to come and get my reps in. We'll be back tomorrow night. If Irvin is available, I'll try to link it up with Mr. O, and we can get a reboot of Demon Time. If not, I'll be back with the news. And as you know, Sunday is the channel. There are 29 different forms of birth control. Sunday we're back with the Sunday panel. I decided to do this. Guys, get in the comments after this. Give me your thoughts on the news segments, and I'll respond to you guys in the comments. I want to start getting like an open discourse on the news segments, because it's a good thing we got black men covering mainstream, the big media channels, as it were, and talking about the current events with things and what they mean. That's a big coup for us. We're ending up with a far more well-informed populace of men, and in addition, this is what I know. So you guys are in the chat. We had these discussions, blah, 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 blah. But you guys go out into the real world and you talk with people and y'all are able to manhandle them with these conversations. I know it's true because I have childhood friends and I was the crazy one promoting Trump, voting for Trump, helped turn Pennsylvania red. Now Trump's in power and we still be going at it, but they are far more pliable now because the arguments are unassailable. And one of my childhood friends, we've been friends since we were 15. 6-figure earner, makes like $250,000 a year, blah, 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 blah. But he's blue pill as shit. He used to hate Kevin Samuels, bro. He's got all sisters and shit. And he's recently filed for divorce, moved to Houston. You know what I'm saying? And like out of the blue, like 2-3 weeks ago, he was like, you know, I've been listening to that Kevin Samuels. He was right about a lot of things. I'm like, nigga, I've been trying to tell you that shit for like 2 years. Okay, Irvin, you will be. What time? That's that's up to you and Mr. O. But I'm gonna hit y'all on the email first thing in the morning. Y'all coordinate a time. I'll get it together. And you guys could do what you do. I mean. You was fired on Demon Time, Irvin. That's why we was like, let's get Irvin. You was fired that time you came up on the panel. No News says some reading on these chicks if you need material. Oh, women are violent. That's a Reddit. Yo, shoot me that email. No News. I might be able to turn some of them Reddit posts into videos for the channel. That's a good idea. Yo, email me that, No News. Shit, I'm about to go to bed too. International said I'm going to bed. I've been up 39 hours straight, couldn't sleep last night. Hell yeah, whichever's clever. Yeah, I'm gonna shoot them emails out. Actually, why not do it right after I get off air before I forget? But yeah, as long as y'all agree on time, we coordinate something, get it popping. Yeah, I'm glad you guys like News Desk, Brand. Who said that? Yeah, Mr. Zeke. News Desk is fire. Nah, you guys got Quiet Storm to thank for that. That was out of like a 2-hour brainstorming session with me and Storm just shooting the shit. And I was like, you know what? Why don't I just do the news? All right, once again, gentlemen, that's my time for the evening. I want to thank you all for coming out and for you gentlemen who have supported the stream, man. We appreciate y'all, man. We really can't do this shit without you, man. Until next time, man, I'm gonna see you guys tomorrow. You know the drill. I would like to say good night and good luck.
Shit, boy. Think I'm gonna be the scapegoat for the whole damn machine? Shit.
Clarence is gonna...
Shit, as far as the federal money's concerned, he's everything. The faucet, the goose. Oh, goose. The one that lays them golden eggs. Major crimes. Shit. They gonna come talk to me about money laundering in West Baltimore? Shit. Looking forward to working with you.
Shouldn't you be dead to me?
Shit. I took it easy on you, son.
Pie in the sky.
Shit, partner. And it's your people up in my shit. Not no feds, not no safe people from Annapolis. It's motherfuckers from my own city. For all that profile? Shit, partner, you should be paying me a fee. Maurice Doby? For governor of my state? Shit.
Every man walking this planet who's having a baby should have a DNA test. I don't give a damn if you're married. I don't give a damn how mad your wife gonna be for asking her. It's not about her. It's about your own protection. If you're dealing with a woman who's opposed to it, it already lets you know the caliber of woman that you're dealing with. I have a son. You goddamn right I got a DNA test on mine and we were married. Was she upset? Yes. Did she get over it? Yes. Would I ever get over the thought of me raising another man's son? No. Fuck that. I'll be damned. Oh man, I'm thinking this kid's not mine, but if I ask her for a DNA test, man, I think she gonna be mad. Man the fuck up. Every man should have a DNA test for every single child that he has. Every man walking this.
Are you a true fan of daring, thrilling, and captivating content? Get ready to take your entertainment to the next level with Machismo TV, the home of groundbreaking shows and exclusive behind-the-scenes access. Join our Patreon page.
Can you help this bad bitch with a bad itch get rid of her bacterial vaginosis? Ass crack. Let's look inside. Can we use a pussy scratcher? Oh no. How about this Band-Aid? A bit of feminine perfume might do the trick. Nope. The way to get rid of bacterial vaginosis is with pussy poppin'. These always do the trick. Try pussy poppin' today from lawfare.
Yeah. Grown up shit. Kids not allowed in the living room type shit. Fendi socks match the robe. The flyest nigga on the whole globe. My front gate got a whole code. Talking business on the phone with some Muslims out in Yemen in the gold dome. Fashion week in Athens, Greece, eating spinach with some old hoes. You old niggas broke and it shows. You gotta sell tickets to get paid for your shows. I get paid either way it goes. I get paid even if nobody goes. Bitches see me and say life goes. Your lady want me, that's how life goes. I might let her give me head, it depends on how the night goes. Got a stable full of white toes. Green beam on the top, I nicknamed that bitch the light pole. Tennis bracelet hanging off a nigga wrist and it's white gold. Everything I do is ice cold. Bitch, I'm stamped like a brick. The hood show me love every chance that they get. I'm the man. I ain't in the romance, I admit. But I still hold hands with my chick. Ice Lord, fly shit.
Hey, where's Stewie? That's tomorrow, and that is it for us today. Okay, I don't know. Whatever it is, it's not right on the teleprompter.
There it is. We are going to do Sting, yeah.
There's no words there. To play us out. What does that mean, to play us out? To end the show?
Yeah.
All right, go.
In 5, 4, 3.
That's tomorrow, and that is it for us today, and we'll leave you with a... I can't do it. We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it, and we'll do it live. Fucking thing sucks.
In 5, 4, 3.
That's tomorrow, and that is it for us today. I'm Stewie Griffin. Thanks for watching. We'll leave you with Sting and a cut off his new album. Take it away.